mattresses, and so much more. You want it? We've got it. With our 3 acres of showroom and our huge warehouse, we're sure to have exactly what you want. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story and Lee.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your weather at noon.
Well, good Friday afternoon, everybody. Taylor Plott here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with a look at your latest forecast. We'll have a few showers and even a few storms later on this afternoon and evening. The good news is the bulk of the big-time severe weather risk will be off to our west today. There could still be a few isolated severe storms, but these are going to be more your summertime type of storms that kind of pulse up, get strong real quick, and they could bring some damaging winds, maybe some hail as well. But our next focus for a bigger, I say bigger, but it's our next decent severe weather risk will end up being on Saturday and into Sunday morning. I'll have more on that here in just a few moments. First off, let's take a live look at our Arctic Air Skycam network. Lawrenceburg, Florence, Pulaski, and Cherokee, all showing some cloud cover, but there's still peaks of sun here and there across the area. And again, we'll watch the skies, we'll watch the radar for those showers and storms popping up later on this afternoon and evening. Like I mentioned, the bulk of the severe weather risk will be off to our west, but these are going to be kind of your typical summertime-like pop-up showers and storms that we'll have to watch for any damaging winds and some large hail potential. But again, still looking mostly cloudy here, and that will kind of generally be the case throughout the entirety of the day today. 81 degrees here in Lawrenceburg with a south wind at 10 miles per hour. That dew point at 68 makes it feel very muggy outside. Like it said, very summer-like out there across the area here for early April. 81 here in Florence on the campus of the University of North Alabama. South wind at 7 miles per hour there as well. And that dew point also high, getting up into the 68-degree range. So again, a very moist environment out there today. Winds are still gusty out there, gusting anywhere from 15 to 25, maybe even close to 30 miles per hour in some cases, but it's not going to be super gusty today like what we saw a couple of days ago, but you can still expect these gusts to maintain themselves as you go out through the remainder of the afternoon. Your temperature-wise over the next several hours, getting up into those middle 80s. There's a chance that some places across northern Alabama might get close to the upper 80s later on this afternoon. And again, tracking that the chance for a few showers and storms later on today. Here are the high temperatures across the area. Like I mentioned, 87 here in the Shoals, 86 in Cherokee, 87 in Decatur. This is going to be your spot that if there was going to be a place that flirts with that 90-degree mark, it's going to be down here across northern Alabama. But for the most part, everybody's going to get up into the middle 80s later on today. For tonight, we're staying warm. Temperatures drop back down into the upper 60s to around 70 degrees. Any shower or storm that develops, just like during the summertime, once you lose that daytime heating and we start to see the sunset, most of those will start to fade away as well. Here's our severe weather risk today defined by the Storm Prediction Center. We do have a level 2 out of 5 here for parts of our northwestern counties, for places like Parsons, Savannah, over towards Selmer and Henderson. But for the most part, we're just dealing with that lower end isolated risk here with that level 1 out of 5 from Columbia down to Lawrenceburg, Waynesboro, and into parts of northeastern Mississippi. Again, this is going to mainly be in the form of any cells that pop up, get pretty strong. They could produce a brief instance of damaging winds and maybe some small or large hail as well. Already starting to see some stuff pop up here on our live Viper radar. Nothing overly strong right now, but there are some pretty hefty downpours out there. The most activity right now is off towards the Memphis area, but we'll start to keep an eye on these things. And again, I think the bulk of the severe weather risk will remain off to our west, and actually I think the bulk of the shower activity and storm activity will generally hug this western trend as well. I don't think there's going to be a ton of shower and storm activity here across northern Alabama. I think it's generally close to that US 43 corridor and west once again. But again, we'll watch the radar closely today. Here's your Futurecast here. The HRRR model has done pretty well for the past couple of days, and I think it's got another good handle on things today as well. 2 p.m. seeing those pop-up showers and storms moving on through. As you see here, not a huge amount of activity across northwestern Alabama. The bulk of the activity ends up being off to the west as we get to 4, 5, 6 o'clock. Maybe, again, just a few isolated showers and storms here across western Alabama. Once we get into the evening hours, late evening, the sun goes down, all those showers and storms fade away. But we're watching all the stuff off to our west. You see creeping there in the screen, that's going to be our system that moves in during the day on Saturday and even into Saturday night as well. That's going to be our next batch of showers and storms. But tomorrow morning, we're waking up, we're dry, we're still cloudy out there. Temperatures on the mild side up in the lower 70s and upper 60s. Here's your forecast for your Saturday by the Storm Prediction Center. We do have a level 2 out of 5 for the majority of our area. That's that slight risk, but there is that enhanced risk, that level 3 out of 5 just off to our west. This includes Parsons, Savannah, down towards the northern part of Tishomingo County and off to the west. The bulk of the severe weather will likely end up being in this enhanced risk area, maybe even a little bit tad further to the south towards central Mississippi, but we'll have to watch those storms as they track on through. The time frame has kind of shifted a little bit because there's a little bit of uncertainty in some of the model guidance. Some of the higher resolution models are bringing some stuff in during the afternoon and evening hours, and then again with the line that kind of moves through with the cold front. So a little bit of a large window here. We're going to say late Saturday afternoon and into the overnight hours. All forms of severe weather will be possible, but the bulk of our issue will probably end up becoming that damaging wind threat, anywhere from 50 to 60 miles per hour. But again, a isolated tornado will end up being possible with this line, or even just some of the clusters of storms that develop out ahead of it. So we'll have to watch the radar very closely. I don't think we're looking at a major hail risk with this, so pea to dime size hail will be possible with some of the strongest storms. Our flooding risk, especially for the areas that have had multiple rounds of rain over the past few days, that's going to end up probably being a pretty big risk in those areas as more rain and storms track on through. The already saturated ground just cannot handle much more, if any, rainfall from this next system. But the good news is, once we get past this system on Saturday and Sunday morning, we are dry for the next several days until we get into either late Wednesday or most of the day on Thursday. There's model guidance that shows this ends up being more Thursday rain as opposed to Wednesday right now, but we cool off. Look at these temperatures down to 60 degrees on Monday. So we're going from well above average temperatures for this time of year to below average temperatures. And we'll even have a chance at a frost, maybe flirt with the freeze. I think we're looking more frost potential than freeze potential right now, but that would be Monday night into Tuesday morning, and then again Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. You see those temperatures down there, 36 and 35 degrees. So again, we stress, don't plant anything yet. We want you to wait until we get towards the middle of the month, generally around tax day, and that's kind of your best bet, because once we get past that, the chances of seeing these frosts and freezes gets a lot lower. And hopefully this is our last one that we'll have to deal with before we don't have to deal with it again until the fall later on this year. But again, nice cool down coming up behind that system on Sunday, and we're looking pretty dry as well. So a nice dry stretch of weather and a nice break from the storminess that we've had over the past several days. That's a look at your latest forecast here from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We'll be back here live at 5. Chase Wilson will be in to give you the latest information on that storm risk Saturday night into Sunday morning, and have another look at your 7-day forecast. Until then, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Friday afternoon. Stay safe, stay weather aware over the weekend, and we'll see you back here later on this evening.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.